Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Towson, Maryland, in particular the Nat Hall Performance Gym at Loyola Blakefield for tonight's MIAA varsity basketball matchup between the Loyola Dons and the Archbishop Spalding Cavaliers. Courtside, I'm George Schaefer, joined by Jackson Elgert. Jackson, what do we think about tonight?
I think it's going to be a great matchup. The Dons coming off an unfortunate loss, but the Cavaliers too, so I think it's going to be a competitive matchup. Both really want a win today to help themselves throughout the rest of the season. And who are the best players here for Spalding?
Yeah, let's take a look at these starting lineups. Both teams are pretty injured. Sorry, not both teams. Spalding Cavaliers are pretty injured, but still at very high strength. Jackson, who should we look out for tonight?
The most important guy to look out for today is Braxton Bogard, sophomore forward from Pasadena. He's going to be a really important part of this Cavaliers offense, getting them points and getting them stopped on defense.
Yeah, especially given that Nash Avery and Colt Boosie, two of Spalding's best players, are going to be injured. So let's take a look at the Dons starting lineup. And Jackson, the main guy to look out for today is Caleb Haysbert, the sophomore. He leads the team in points per game, points, offensive rebounds, total rebounds, steals, and blocks. He is one of the most important pieces for the Dons, offense and defense.
He was pulled up in the middle of the season last year to Varsity and really became an important part of this team. And I mean, he's going to be one of the most important parts if this offense is going to win this game today.
Both teams taking the court now. Spalding Cavaliers in all black and the Loyola Dons in all white. Caleb Haysbert facing off against Bogard. Both of those two players we just talked about for the opening tip, as we are just seconds away from the start of this game. Jackson, Spalding is a very powerful team, one of the best in the state. Loyola's been really struggling. What does you think it's going to take for them to pull off the upset tonight?
I think Loyola's just going to have to play smart basketball. They're going to have to move the ball around, and they're going to have to put up smart shots. Last week, Roger Garfield was saying that they just need to put up three-pointers. You need to score baskets. You can't win a game by holding on to the basketball, and that's going to be something they're really going to have to do. Take a couple risks and put the ball in the hoop.
Shooting has been their biggest weakness as Braxton Bogard puts it up from inside the paint. 2-0 Cavaliers early on here. Oliphantilla from the top of the key. Swing it up to Colin Clevenger. Clevenger driving to the basket. To Haysbert now, and the Dons level it early. Caleb Haysbert and Braxton Bogard get their collective sides on the board.
Early example of how both of these players are going to be important to these respective offenses. It's inside, and nice layup there by number 0.
Really nice move there from Cameron Carter, working on Clevenger, and he made a miss pretty bad. Clevenger working on Cameron now. Has some help. It's B.J. Simmons on the outside. Simmons driving, 17 to shoot. Oliphantilla working on Bogard. Fades away, and this one banks off the metal. No good. Spalding lead by 2, hoping to extend that lead now. Deep 3, and is off the rim. Missing it is number 1, Terrence Moultrie. Oliphantilla now working on Bogard, and he's going to draw a charging foul, first of the day for either side, and it'll go back Spalding's way.
Yeah, that's going to be another thing the Dons are going to have to capitalize on. They hit a lot of free throws at the end of the game last week, and they put up a lot of them, but they can't give up 3 points off of fouls at all today, especially if they want to pull out a strong win.
Top of the key was Moultrie. Corner 3 is off the rim. It was Tristan Middleton. Spalding do get the rebound. Middleton's gonna try again. Not this time either. B.J. Simmons gets the rebound. Dons are gonna reset. Clevenger taking command of the offense. Working on number 3, that's Mo Lonergan. Outside now, Io Oliphantilla driving in. Caleb Haysbert now. 12 to shoot, and we're gonna get a travel on Io Oliphantilla. Second time he causes a turnover.
Yeah, and Caleb Haysbert so far has been a presence in the paint. They keep getting it to him into the inside so he can feed it back out to the outside, which if they're gonna, that's a great way for them to move the ball.
Don's kind of changing strategy here. Shooting has not been working for them, so they kind of have to work it into the paint here. Cameron top of the key with 20 to shoot. Trying to make a move. Pulls up from deep 2. Haysbert with the rebound. He's going to try and work it up himself. makes a man miss. Haysbert driving, kicks it outside Alifantilla, and is short. Long two here for Spalding, no good, and both sides have been off the mark from deep early on. Here's Colin Clevenger, 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. We're 3 minutes in. Working on Middleton, kick it out to Brent Hall. Clevenger on Middleton again. Alifantilla now, top of the key. Spalding in a tight zone defense here with 10 to shoot. Clevenger from deep, and he's just a little bit long. Cameron. Really nice drive and score from Terrence Moultrie. And it's a 6-2 Cavalier lead as Clevenger looks to respond quickly, and he's going to draw a foul.
Yeah, that was a great offensive drive there for Spalding. They got the ball inside to Terrence Moultrie, and he used his size to get up and get the board. So a very, very nice offensive possession there.
So first foul of the day for the Archbishop Spalding Cavaliers. B.J. Simmons to inbound. We're going to have 3 substitutions. Brant Hall, Alifantilla, and Haysbert coming out. Obo Kadiri will come in, as will Nick Wilson, the junior, and number 20, Carmine Coles. So Simmons will come out. Nick Wilson to inbound. Kadiri from the outside, just called up 2 weeks ago from the JV squad. Clevenger, 20 to shoot. Pick play from Alifantilla. Clevenger driving, floats one up, and it's off of the backboard. Braxton Bogard with the rebound. Outside, trying to make a move in. Deep 3 here from Mo Lonergan, and he's got it. Spalding getting hot early. 9-2 lead with 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Alifantilla, top of the key. Can't find Clevenger. Clevenger trying to get to him. Really tight defense here as he's working on Bogart. Almost a steal here. Carmine Coles gets it out to Clevenger. Kadiri. Alifantilla driving in. Gets the foul. Oh. I think they may have just called that on Alifantilla here.
Yeah, it seems like that's his second today.
I don't think it was a foul. I think it was a violation. It may have been a travel. As Alifantilla and Clevenger will check out. Brant Hall checking back in. And B.J. Simmons will check back in as well from the top of the key. Cameron Carter. Spalding have yet to make a change. It's Mo Lonergan. Flip sides to Middleton. Middleton, Carter from the top of the key. Now it's Lonergan, 15 to shoot. Lonergan works it inside to Moultrie. Moultrie driving, and he'll get the foul.
Yeah, another example of them trying to be physical with Moultrie inside the paint, and it works out for the foul this time and for the layup last time. So the Dons are really going to have to keep that in the back of their minds. And
it's going to be Obo Kadiri, Jackson, who has his first foul of the game. For the Cavaliers, Terrence Moultrie will shoot 2.
Makes the first one.
Moultrie 1 of 1 from the stripe so far. He is good for the second one. It is 11-2. Spalding and the Dons need to revitalize their offense quickly here as it's Kadiri. Spalding pressing hard. Hall. Outside to B.J. Simmons. Simmons trying to get a pick, doesn't work. Here's Carmine Coles. Working on Bogard. Really tough defense from Braxton Bogard as he gets the steal. That's what they offer him. Mo Lonergan from outside the corner. Big 3. Off the mark. Cameron Carter. Yet again, it's Brant Hall working on Moultrie. Middleton, sorry. Nick Wilson out to Simmons. Simmons with 18 to shoot. Obo Kadiri now top of the key. Here's Wilson. Wilson trying to cut inside. Bounce pass outside to Wilson. To Simmons. Simmons draws in, drives the foul. And it's going to be an inbound from beneath the net. Second foul of the quarter for Spalding, and both sides now have 2 fouls.
Yeah, and Loyola working, has a bunch of special offenses here coming out of the inbound from underneath the backboard.
Obo Kadiri makes a man fall, puts it up over Bogard, and he's true. Really nice there in the face of Braxton Bogard, and that's what the Dons are going to need from him today. 11-4 now. They're going to call a foul from the floor. It's not a shooting foul, thankfully, for the Dons, but Spalding will have the ball in a favorable position. And Cameron Carter will inbound, working on Nick Wilson. Gets it to Bogard and slams it home. Bogard extends the lead to 9 once more. 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. The Cavaliers lead 13-4.
That's another great example there of Terrence Moultrie getting inside the paint and making damage to the Dons, drawing the foul that time and hitting the layup earlier.
There's Carmine Coles working it inside. Simmons outside for 3. Got it! Timeout by Coach Roger Garfield. The Dons will take their first. We're back in 30. Back in action, 1:55 to go in the opening quarter. The Dons trail the Cavaliers by 6. It's 13-7. Dons with the arrow. And Spalding will have the ball following that Dons timeout. Spalding going to make some changes for the first time tonight. They introduce number 20, Christian Wilson, the guard, senior. That is the only change they make. Removing from the game Tristan Middleton. Mo Lonergan. Getting doubled now. Inside to Bogard. Bad idea from the Dons as he draws the foul. You can't leave Bogard isolated in the paint, Jackson.
You cannot, and we've already learned that tonight with Terrence Moultrie getting him in the paint, letting him get the layup. They started to pressure him, and now they're just going to switch it up and put Braxton Bogard in there and see what kind of damage he can make.
Well, we saw him in warm-ups, and he's a really good shooter. We haven't seen him from the line yet as he banks this first one. Very unlike Bogard. So 0 for 1 on the night from the stripe. And he misses the second one. Really uncharacteristic from Braxton Bogard as B.J. Simmons will drive and try to capitalize off of that arrow.
Overcorrected that first shot and just laid it up off the front rim.
Brant Hull into Haysbert, who nails it in. Really good fluidity from the Dons offense there, and they've got to get back quickly. Spalding are a really fast team in transition. Lonergan from the corner rattles it in, and the Cavaliers respond quickly.
Yeah, this is going to be the kind of game that it's going to be all day. The Dons are going to score, and Spalding's going to put pressure really hard right back at them. So
Simmons from 3, short. In transition. Moultrie to Lonergan, and a nice block there from Haysbert. That's why he leads the Dons in blocks. But Bogard punishes him. Garfield getting ready to introduce 2 substitutes. It's Io Alafantilla and Gabe Nicolasi-Wolf, who co-leads the team in threes with 7, alongside Colin Clevenger. Simmons, meanwhile, finds Carmine Coles. Coles is going to step out of bounds, and the 2 substitutes will be introduced. Alafantilla and Nicolasi-Wolf coming in for Carmine Coles and Brant Hall Jr. with 24.5 seconds to go in the opening quarter. The Dons trail by 9. It is 18-9. Spalding should be comfortable letting this run out to the buzzer. Take just one last possession.
Yeah, no reason for them to hurry this one up too much. Got a 9-point lead ending this first quarter. This one's thrown up and
off
missed
the mark,
there
yeah.
by Christian Wilson.
His first
and
attempt.
Caleb Haysbert's rebound.
Lonergan gets one in before the buzzer, and it's 20-9 Spalding Cavaliers at the end of the first when we come back. Start of the second quarter, B.J. Simmons will inbound as the Dons trail by 11. 20-9 they trail. The 5 for the Dons is Alifantilla, Simmons, Nicolasi, Wolf, Clevenger, and Hall.
Played out a deep 3 there and drills it. That's Colin Clevenger.
Cuts it to 8, Colin Clevenger, as he's now playing defense on Mo Lonergan. Lonergan making a miss. Nice pick there from Bogard. Outside 3 for Wilson. And Clevenger is really nice to get the rebound. Lonergan hot on his tail. Clevenger pulls up from 3 again and misses wide to the left. Lonergan. And Spalding gets the and 1. It's number 5, Dylan Williams, his first action of the day. So 22-12, they lead. Brant Hall checking in, coming in place of Colin Clevenger.
And that's that speedy offense we've been talking about, you know, just getting the ball in the transition on the rebound, bringing it back down and getting the quick rebound and getting the quick layup and drawing the foul.
Yeah, Jackson, and an early foul here from Loyola. They're going to try and keep these under control, because if they get to 5 and Spalding gets that bonus, this game's only getting way out of hand. So they get the and 1. Not Christian Wilson, sorry. Dylan Williams. It's Brant Hall at the top of the key, working on Williams. Hall finds B.J. Simmons, 20 to shoot. Haysbert, top of the key, working on Bogard. That's a marquee matchup of the day as Bogard wins this one, gets it to Williams. Williams, unguarded, makes a man miss. And the Dons will try and get this one in transition. Haysbert gets it to Alifantilla. Alifantilla driving to the paint. Misses this one. Nicolasi Wolf with the rebound and the layup. Timeout called by Loyola Blakefield. We'll be back in 30. Loyola Dons taking their second timeout already. They have 3. Spalding has 5. They trail by 9. Score is 23-14 with 6:51 to go in the opening half.
Yeah, the Dons really need to get something started here. Only down by 9, but they really need to get going. They've been down by 9, 10, 11 for a couple minutes now, so which is good. That means they're scoring the similar amount of points, but they're not going to be able to hold this for the whole game.
Here's Terrence Moultrie back in the game. Mo Lonergan driving, floating one up. B.J. Simmons with the rebound. He's going to hold on to it. It's really important that the Dons get these defensive rebounds because That's another area where they struggle.
This is the first time we've seen Braxton Bogart not in the game, so this is a super important time for them to be capitalizing on defense and scoring on offense, especially without that big presence in the paint.
Simmons swishes it 17-23, and that's exactly what you said. They took out Braxton Bogart and put in Azriel Adolfo, the guard junior, the only junior on the team. Spalding respond quickly. Dante Davis, the senior guard, his first time in the game as well. Spalding making a flurry of changes as they are preparing to introduce Carter Cameron back into the game. Sorry, Cameron Carter, as Gabe Nicolosai-Wolf misses this one and a foul is called. 25-17 is the score. 8 points is the difference. Colin Clevenger will come in, as will Carmine Coles. Nicolosai-Wolf will come out, as will Brant Hall Jr. So the foul is on the Loyola Dons. They have 2 already, 5:40 to go in the half. Here's Cameron Carter.
Spalding working around the outside.
Good defense there, and it's going to go out of bounds, and they're going to give the ball to the Dons.
Yeah, it seemed like it was tipped up into the air, but I think it hit just right off of Cameron Carter's hand before it went out of bounds.
See how hard Spalding presses. It looks like they're going to be quite aggressive here. Williams working on Clevenger. Clevenger loses possession quickly. And he's being doubled, and he'll draw a foul. It looked like a clean steal, and in the end of the day, the foul is going to be called on number 0, Cameron Carter. It's his first of the day. Dons have a chance to cut this lead to, 5 points. Best case scenario as Colin Clevenger works at the top of the key. Clevenger pushing off Dylan Williams. Gets it to Simmons. Simmons loses possession, regains it, and he's being manhandled by Dylan Williams. Gets it to Carmine Coles. 7 to shoot. Coles scoops it in. 6-point game here with 5 to go in the opening half. Dons trying to make it a contest.
And like we said, the Dons have really capitalized off of Braxton Bogart being off the court here. And they're going to have to continue to do that. I mean, working this deficit down to only 6, this is important for them. As a big 3 goes up and is missed that time by Christian Wilson, and the Dons get the rebound.
Really good block there on Clevenger, but Haysbert puts it in. It's a 4-point game. We're separated by 1 possession, and the Archbishop Spalding Cavaliers will take their first time out of the night. We'll be back in 30. Back after that timeout, Dons gaining some momentum here. They trail by 4. They did just trail by 11. It's 21-25 with 4:32 to go in the opening half. George Schaefer, Jackson Elgert bringing you tonight's action as Tristan Middleton will inbound it. He's back in the game. And a much-needed Braxton Bogart to stop the Dons' momentum. No clue why he was out so long.
Yeah, it seemed like a no-brainer to put him back into this game, especially since Spalding is missing Nash Avery, a very important part of this offense.
Yeah, full strength right now. The Cavaliers are at full strength. They have their best 5 possible on the court as Lonergan takes a 3 and punishes the Loyola Dons for giving him that much space. 28-21 they lead. Clevenger going to start the offense. Alifantilla now. Dons need to respond every time. Haysbert. Heavily marked here. Alifantilla isolated on Bogard. Driving and dunks it. Bangs it in off of the glass. Dons keeping pace now.
Back over to Middleton on the other side of the field. Throws it down to...
Oh, Lonergan gets the 3 and the 1. 7-point game, and if he makes this, it's 8.
Yeah, good job. Gets the ball to the opposite side of the court, swings it back, plays it to the corner, and a great 3 by Lonergan.
Yeah, and Lonergan is punishing the Dons right now for giving him so much space in that corner. That's where he really loves to shoot from, this near side.
And he makes it.
4 points in a row. So it's a 9-point game now, and it was just a 4-point game.
So I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but you see Braxton Bogard go back on the field.
It absolutely has something to do with it. You know, and even if they mark him as tightly as they have been, you have amazing shooters like Lonergan in the corner, as well as Cam Carter. And it's Alifantilla isolated on Braxton Bogard. Now it's Clevenger. Hall, 15 to shoot. Alifantilla. Sorry, it's Haysbert who loses possession. Carter. Over to Lonergan. Doesn't like his chances. Carter from the outside, working on Clevenger, 20 to shoot. Flips it over to Middleton. Middleton, Lonergan, top of the key, likes his chances, and that's why he's made his 3rd straight 3-pointer and makes it a 12-point game. Spalding showing how fast they can flip this game on its head.
Lonergan really just punishing the Dons.
Alifantilla is quick to respond, cuts it to 10, and they're going to need to be this quick. Defense from outside the arc, though, for the Dons. Everything is raining down on them. Spalding seems to be one of the best shooting teams as Bogard gets some space, and it's a really nice design there from the Cavaliers to make it 35-27. Carmine Coles now. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. This is the 2nd time they've gotten Carmine Coles for that out-of-bounds step.
Just needs to be a little bit more careful with his feet here, you know, adjust to where these boundaries are.
And they're going to take out Carmine Coles as well as Kalen Haysbert. They're going to put back in B.J. Simmons and Obo Kadiri. Simmons has been really good today from 3, too. Middleton from the top of the key. Lonergan, they're going to need to mark him a lot tighter than they have been. Here's Carter. Deep 2 as he gets Bogard underneath. Bogard, you can't even get a hand near him or else it'll be a foul, so it's kind of automatic when he gets underneath the net.
Yeah, Bogard just kind of cams under there for a second, and then they're fired in there or swing it out to the outside, and either way, points come raining down on the Dons.
A deep 2 off of the board for Alifantilla, and Bogard is going to push in transition. Here's Terrence Moultrie. Moultrie to Bogard for 3. Automatic.
His first of the day there, first shot outside the paint, really, and he drills it, which is what you said you saw in warm-ups today, and it's going to be even more of a threat if he can get on.
Yeah, it's his first. It certainly won't be his last, as Spalding were giving Hall some space up there. They're not going to give the same respect to Clevenger as it's stolen away. Really nice defense. Moultrie recovers. Braxton Bogard underneath draws the foul, and Alifantilla can't keep his hands down. And things are getting out of control here. It's Alifantilla's 2nd foul of the day, Don's 4th of the quarter, and they're dangerously close to allowing that bonus. As Bogard, get this, is now 0 for 3 from the free throw line today.
Yeah, Bogard he seems to be good from outside the 3-point line and inside the paint, but when he gets to that stripe, for that one, inconsistent.
Look what you did, Jackson. Bogard now 1 for 4. Still not great, but he's sure to turn it around as he's now working on B.J. Simmons. Here's Brant Hall Jr. from the top of the key. Simmons, isolated at the top, needing some help. He had Kadiri, not anymore. Kadiri now, under a minute to go in the half. Simmons, contested 3, and it looked like it could have bounced in there, but Braxton Bogard was in his face. Bogard slams it home. And it's a 20-point game. A few seconds ago, it was a 4-point game.
Yeah, seriously, unfortunate. The Dons really haven't scored in a minute. A 10-plus point run here for the Cavaliers.
And the Dons are going to hope that they take out Braxton Bogard, but Brant Hall does get the layup and the and one with 26.7 seconds to go in the first half.
That was a nice little layup, ran to the inside and laid it up pretty early, but got a lot of height on it. So got over the Cavaliers players and fell right in.
He'll get one from the stripe.
And it goes.
They're going to make a flurry of changes here. Jordan Crawford getting in for the first time. Carmine Cole's back in. Obo Kadiri will come out, as will Alafantilla. They're going to leave Caleb Haysbert on the bench.
Inside and slammed it down. His third dunk of the day for Braxton Bogard.
Yeah, I can't let him do that, but there's nothing you can do to stop it. He was working on Nick Wilson. 10 seconds to go in the half, 47-28. This is a massacre. 5 seconds to go. Nick Wilson. Clevenger. Got to put it up before the half ends. And he's way along. Time expires. 47-28 is the unfortunate score as the Spalding Cavaliers lead the Loyola Dons. We'll be back in 15 minutes on the Loyola Sports Network. Back in action, start of the second half. Dons trail 28-47. And we were learning earlier that since the score was 21-25, the Dons have been outscored by the Cavaliers 22-7. Jackson actually told me that.
Yeah, it's a statistic that really just shows you how powerful Spalding's been inside and outside the paint, and how they've just been able to dominate the Dons.
So we're underway in the second half. Middleton to start off things. Cam Carter. And Dons punished early as Terrence Moultrie floats this one in for 2.
Yeah, he's been important today inside the paint, just as Braxton Bogart. As Haysbert works around just inside the three-point line. Ball goes inside and laid in there by E.J. Simmons.
B.J. Simmons is a really big piece of the Dons' offense and defense, as him and Alavantilla are really going to be working on stopping Braxton Bogart on both ends of the court. Simmons is going to take 2. He's got the foul. Sorry, he's going to take 1. And he'll miss that one. Middleton.
Swings it all the way to the other side of the court, fakes the shot, now played up to the top, and
this one will go out of bounds. It'll remain Cavaliers ball. Here's Moultrie on the top of the key. Middleton now. Moultrie, wide open 3. And Simmons will get the rebound.
Moultrie.
Here's Alafantilla. Working on Bogart. Nice steal there from Tristan Middleton. Middleton's going to push in transition. And Mo Lonergan, who was an absolute sniper from 3 in the first half, is going to mishandle this one. It'll go out of bounds for the Dons ball. We were hoping that they maybe take Braxton Bogart out again so the Dons can cut this lead in half.
Yeah, very interesting. They cut the lead from 11 all the way down to 4 when Braxton Bogart was out, and then proceeded to go on a skid of 22-7 once he was put back in. So
I don't even want to know what would happen if like Nash was back in the game or Colt was playing either. Like it would be so much worse in my opinion. I mean, Moultrie from the top of the key working on Caleb Haysbert. Nice to see him back in the game for a change.
Yeah, Haysbert, obviously an important part of this offense. Like I said before, he was called up last year, but he's been important both last year and this year.
A nice block there by Haysbert. With 4 to shoot, the Cavaliers are going to try and get this one in quickly. Tristan Middleton from beneath the net. They've got a man wide open underneath. Mo Lonergan doesn't see him. He's going to take one with 2, and it'll bang off the rim. They'll call a foul on Tristan Middleton, who was wide open in the corner. Garfield was screaming at somebody to come and cover him. They were lucky that they weren't made to pay for that.
Lonergan doing some spins and shifts along that three-point line before putting it up, but
Yeah,
he really
was
had
off
to at
balance,
that
too.
point.
He was only on 1 foot when he put it up. It's B.J. Simmons working on Middleton himself. Here's Hall. Clevenger in the corner, working on Lonergan. This one comes off of the hands of Lonergan. Taken by Alafantilla for 3. And that just about sums up the Dons' shooting efforts from outside of the arc.
Yeah, but another example there, Caleb Haysbert just winning the rebound. He's so much taller than everybody else inside of that paint.
Except for Bogart, maybe.
Except for maybe Bogart, but just jumping up, winning the rebound, and being able to put it in with ease.
I don't even think he's taller than Io. I think Io's taller than him, too. I mean, look, if you look. I could be wrong. I don't think so, though. This one in for the Cavaliers. It's 49-32. Sorry, 51-32. Alafantilla now. Brant Hall, top of the key. Moving back. Underneath the net is Clevenger, and he backhands it in.
Little behind the back, over the head layup there. That was nice as another deep three goes up.
Nice rebound there from Olafantilla. Olafantilla, Bogard trying to flop a little bit there as Olafantilla gets the basket and the foul.
Really great play by him, being able to win the rebound and run it all the way down the court for the bucket.
Olafantilla will take one. Already at 3 fouls are the Cavaliers with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Carmine Coles will come in for Hall. Nice form there from Olafantilla. It's 37 to 51, 14-point game here. So a little bit of improvement here for the Dons as Lonergan mishandles this. Able to keep possession though. Corner three here for the Cavaliers is no good. They're gonna call a foul on the floor, and I believe this one is on the Dons. It's gonna be on BJ Simmons.
That's the kind of stuff that really sucks for the Dons today. I mean, if it's not even on the shooter, you just gotta be careful, especially when you're already losing. You gotta be super careful when you're inside the paint.
Haysbert will come off, and Obo Kadiri will come on. Lonergan, top of the key, working on Carmine Coles. Some separation there. Really nice ball movement here for the Cavaliers. Lonergan, Carter, Bogard punishes the Dons again.
This is something I've been super impressed with the Cavaliers all day. They just swing that ball quickly right across the middle. No one is able to intercept it, and they can switch the court and mess up that Loyola Dons defense really quickly.
Clevenger, top of the key with 10 to shoot. Olafantilla. I think they call him for a travel? Or was that like a double dribble or something? I don't even know. Either way, Olafantilla will come off, and in his place is number 0, Nick Wilson, the junior.
Is that the Dons' third travel of the day?
I think it's Olafantilla's third travel of the day.
Something they're definitely going to have to work on in practice. Just dribbling the ball off the ground. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that you can't happen, is this one's put up and missed.
Yeah, Christian Wilson had so much space the past 5 seconds as Wilson comes in flying, and a nasty block will be called for a foul on Moultrie. Sorry, not Moultrie. Yeah, that is Moultrie. He had no idea he was coming in.
Yeah, over the top of the head.
So, Nick Wilson will shoot 2. First one is good. 53 to 38 is your score. Dons trail by 15. So we're going to get some new players introduced to the game. Bryce Smalls, the sophomore forward, will be introduced for the first time today. And guess who's coming out? Braxton Bogard. Not sure. Take from that what you want, as this free throw is short, rebounded by Moultrie. Moultrie.
Bryce Smalls, his first time on the court here today, and we'll have to see if that's a positive thing or a negative thing here for the Dons.
Clevenger gets the rebound, pushing hard in transition, loses the ball, no control there from Clevenger. And Moultrie with an easy, smooth finish. Obo Kadiri. And Hall is getting ready to come in, probably for Clevenger. I imagine Garfield not liking what he sees. BJ Simmons driving to the net, gets the foul, and it's a hold on the floor. It looks from this angle to be a clear foul.
Yeah, a lot of complaints coming over from the audience here, but in the end, it's the ref decision, and he saw the hold.
Yeah, and we were right. They're going to take out Clevenger, and they're going to put in some new players. Anthony Buchman, sophomore guard, will come in, and Dante Davis. So, no Moultrie, no Bogard, no Tristan Middleton, and there is Cam Carter and Lonergan out there, though.
Yeah, Lonergan really a super important part of this Cavaliers offense.
So the Dons, with the bonus, need to capitalize here. They trail by 16. And if they can have a good spell for the next 3 minutes, they can be in a little bit of a better position going into the fourth quarter. They have to take advantage of the matchups that they have now, though. Cam Carter, top of the key. Oh my goodness, what a pass. Carter back to Lonergan. No, it's not Lonergan. Good rebound by Brant Hall. BJ Simmons now.
And that's the kind of stuff that Cam Carter's been really good at. A lot of no-look passes. If you saw him warm
Carmine
up,
Coles. Nick Wilson from the corner, way short. Alifantilla fighting his way up and gets the foul. He'll go to the line for two.
as I was saying, Cam Carter, that's got to be one of his specialties, ball handling. I mean, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a couple no-look passes, and they were pure right to the guy's chest. That's going to be something that's very important as they move the ball around to that.
Kadiri will shoot two. He's 0% since getting called up from JV. I think he's maybe taken 3 or 4 shots only, so we got to give him credit for that. But he still has yet to make a free throw. Braxton Bogart is coming back in now, so the Dons did kind of fail to capitalize on that. Mo Lonergan will come off. So you know if they crash the boards, there's no way that Braxton Bogart doesn't get his hands on it. So Kadiri needs to make it. He will not.
Carmine knocked down to the ground.
Buchman now. Swings it outside to Lonergan. Bogart didn't like his chances. Buchman does, and he splashes it in. Took him about maybe 3 seconds of being on the court. Nick Wilson. In trouble, loses the ball. Trying to get it to Bogart, and they will. And it looks like he's playing against a group of children. I mean, Bogart, it's really easy for him.
Yeah, I mean, just get him in the paint, give him the basketball, and the ball's going to go into the hoop.
They lead by 21. Carmine Coles, this pass is intercepted by Buchman. Now with Cam Carter, working on Wilson. Tried to pick it with Bogart, not able to do so. Carter, 15 to shoot. Buchman likes his chances again. Gets the foul and the three. Buchman coming in. He already has 6 points, and it's about to be at maybe 7.
Now, I was going to comment earlier about Buchman not taking the layup on the inside run, maybe being a little bit scared to shoot now that he's recently back on the court, but we've seen it twice, back-to-back threes for him. I mean, this is going to be another threat that the Dons have to think about here.
Dons making 2 changes. Kadiri will come off. Wright will come off. And Alifantilla will come off. In comes Clevenger, Nicholas Wolf, and Caleb Haysbert. Carmine Coles. BJ Simmons now with the rebound. Dons would like to make a couple threes, although that's been their weak spot on offense all season long. Clevenger trying to drive inside, posterizes up. Sorry, not posterizes. If he posterized Braxton Bogart, that would be the most incredible feat. He put it up, though, and he did make it 41-63, and we're going to have a timeout. I'm actually not sure by who. Timeout by Loyola Dons, so we will be back in 30. Back from that timeout, Dons trailing 41-63. With a minute to go in the third quarter, they do have the arrow and a bonus. Not sure how much that's going to help them, Jackson, as it's probably all downhill from here for both teams.
Yeah, and even if the Dons are able to capitalize on a couple of fouls here, they're going to need to put up regular offensive points too if they want to take home the win today.
Buchman looks like a really good player from what we've seen of him. Nice lob pass to Lonergan. Buchman, Cam Carter, looked like he liked his chances for a second. 15 to shoot. They'll float it up to Bogard, who's triple teamed and obviously going to draw the foul. He'll go to the line for 2. And the Dons are 1 foul away from a bonus with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Buchman really, like you said, got a big chance to prove himself so far here today. I mean, put up 2 threes, 6 points off the bench already.
Bogard rattles this one in. Free throws don't seem to be his strength, Jackson.
No, they really don't, and it's interesting because he's very good in the paint, and so far what we've seen, he's good from outside the paint too, but those 2 free throws made, but only 2 for 6 today, 3 for 6 today, so.
Yeah, so he's shooting like less than 50%. Loyola have some subs in. They're going deep into the depth chart for Jaden Harper. The senior, he's going to shoot too. 65 to 41 is the score. So the Dons were looking for a sweep tonight. They won the freshman and JV games. They're not going to win this game, so.
Very exciting JV game.
Very exciting
That is
JV
down to the
game.
wire. JV was able to go up by 7 at the very, very end and secure the win as Jaden Harper makes that second free throw.
It's always closer than the score says in those games because they have to foul so many times, and you know. Bogard was working on Harper. That's an interesting matchup. Bogard swings it outside to Buchman, and I thought that was about to go in again. Bogard floats it up. What a pass. And that's the threat he produces. Israel Adolfo makes it 67 to 43. 10 seconds in the third quarter. Clevenger working his way around the arc. Haysbert working on Bogard. Simmons, 5 to shoot. Nikolosai Wolf from 3 banks it off of the rim, and time will expire in the third quarter. Dons not looking too great, Jackson, but we'll be back in 30 seconds. Start of the fourth quarter. Jackson, you can start us off. What's the score, Jackson?
Dons trailing 43 to 67 to Spalding here, and this has so far not been the greatest game for the Dons. I mean, fourth quarter, 8 minutes left. You're down by 24 points.
That's good math.
You're gonna need, thank you, George. You're gonna need, I wouldn't say a miracle, but you're gonna need a lot to go your way.
No, I'd say miracle would barely be the right word to use. Grant Hall takes it from the top of the key. Here's Clevenger over to Alafantilla. He had a second there to take a shot if he wanted to. Instead, he's going to drive in, get the foul. And Bogard, I'm not sure how many fouls he has. I think it's his second, maybe? No, there's no way that's his first foul of the day. They're saying it's his first foul of the day. I thought he had another one, but either way, Alafantilla will go to the line and shoot 2. They don't have their bonus anymore. The Dons will put one in. 23-point game now. From the nail, Alifantilla.
A little too much arc on those two shots, but Cavaliers working their own offense now here. Up 23.
Here's Lonergan. Foul, and Lonergan will be able to shoot two. Mo Lonergan will shoot two.
This is the first one short.
Yeah, a little teardrop banked off of the back of the rim. And the second one is true. 68-44 is your scores. Colin Clevenger beats his man. Cuts back. Has some time. Clevenger finds B.J. Simmons. It's off the hands of Mo Lonergan. Playing some really tight defense despite being up by 24 points.
Good enough, Adrian.
Simmons to Haysbert. Back into Alifantilla, working on Braxton Bogard. Alifantilla almost loses the ball, and he does, as the pass cannot connect with Hall. Outside. Lonergan didn't like the three. Floats this one up and doesn't get it. Tries again. Lonergan is true, and it's 70-44 with 6:50 to go in the game. Clevenger working on number 5, Dylan Williams.
Something that has worked out nicely for the Dons today, though, is...
I'm not sure what you're about to say. I don't think any...
Sorry. Braxton Bogard has really not been guarding Caleb Haysbert too much, so they've been able to have that high leverage on some of the other guys on the court and be able to work the ball around a little bit. Hasn't produced too many points necessarily, but...
Yeah. It's something to look forward to for Friday's game against Gilman. Bogard is going to come out, though. Hopefully we don't see him the rest of the game. As Ezreal Adolfo and Dante Davis into the game. Lonergan and Bogard out. They're going to put in Bryce Smalls as well. So they got a full backup lineup now, as Clevenger likes one, and it was just a little bit to the right. Alifantilla will get the rebound. Alifantilla driving in, and this one is good. 46-70, and we'll see if the Dons can rack up maybe string together a few points here, Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, only down by 24 again.
It's a game.
Yeah, it's a game. I mean, if it wasn't a miracle at 8 minutes, it sure isn't a miracle now.
No, I think that usually would make it a little bit more of a miracle. Buchman, no. They fake it to Buchman. Good rebound here from Clevenger. He's getting pressed really heavily here by Adolfo. Alifantilla. Deep three from Alifantilla. Rattles off of the rim. Smalls with the recovery. Williams now taking his time. 5:27 to go. Williams.
Dylan Williams, for a guy with smaller stature, he really does work the ball in the paint very well. He's had 2 or 3 layups so far earlier in the first half. So really, you might not expect it too much, but he's able to get inside and put a couple buckets up.
Brant Hall Jr. is going to get the steal, and they're going to call it off of the thigh of Smalls, and the timeout is taken. We'll be... No, we're not going to be right back. There is no timeout. I don't know why I said that. Wilson. Don's putting in their backups here as well, so kind of just giving up on the game here a little bit. Obo Kadiri. Harper. Wilson. And I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. So it will be out of bounds on Spalding. Nick Wilson will inbound. Harper now. Driving into the bucket. And this one is low from inside the paint. Nice drive and layup from Dante Davis, and the Spalding bench really liked it. 72-46 is your score. Harper cuts inside. Carmine Cole stays in bounds. Outside to Wilson. Wilson. Harper now. Harper needs help. He has Carmine Coles. 10 to shoot.
Plays it off to Carter Harrison up at the top. He's moving around with the ball. Swings it out wide to the corner. Driving inside, putting up the bucket and missing that time.
No good from Nick Wilson.
Nick Wilson.
Able to keep this one in bounds is Israel Adolfo. Here's Dante Davis. Under 20 to shoot. Working on Harper. Nice pick there. Davis from three. And it's too easy for the Cavaliers, 75-46.
Harrison handling the ball now. Coming up that right side of the court. Plays it over to Jaden Harper. Harper searching back to Harrison over the top. This time plays it over to Nick Wilson. Driving in once again.
And a steal here. Williams will recover. Drive to the layup is true from number 23, Eli Farmer. He's usually a regular for the Cavaliers. And we'll have a timeout called here, I believe. Actually, I don't even know. Probably by the Dons, although I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. So we'll take a quick break. So we're 3 minutes away from relief, as it is 77-46, Dons trail. Carter Harrison from upside the arc, and a flagrant foul here. It's going to be, Jaden Harper was fouled. It's going to be on, I believe, 23. I think they're actually going to call this on Dylan Williams. No. I was wrong twice. Bryce Smalls.
Harrison was trying to work around and play the pass over, and then Harper's body just hit the floor.
Harrison. Harper. Harper driving to the net. Floater from Harper is in and out of the rim. Nikolosai Wolf is blocked. Trying to sneak it around a little bit, and they're just not able to hold on to possession. Williams, top of the key with 20 to shoot. They're going to be able to reset a little bit here and try and work an offense. Williams draws the foul. It's going to be Carter Harrison's first and the Dons' second of the quarter.
Harrison guarding him tightly, maybe a little bit too tightly, just a little grabbing in the arm there, and he draws the foul. Working from the top is Eli Farmer, swings it down to the corner, the fake shot, and inside and fadeaway shot is Dylan Williams.
Dylan Williams is no good. And this one will go out of bounds, and it'll be Don's ball.
Coles will get to throw it in here.
So it's going to be Carter Harrison. 2 minutes to go. The Dons trail by 31. Reminder, is a 4-point game in midway through the second quarter. But that's what happens over time. Usually the leads get bigger and bigger as Harper tries to pull up. It's going to be Nicholas I. Wolf. Harrison. Not able to get by Williams. Drives to the bucket, and this one is way short. Dante Davis now.
Seemed to be a little bit of contact as he went up, as that one's laid up for the bucket by Adolfo. But Carter wasn't able to get it.
Some really good depth here, Jackson.
Yeah, they do.
It feels like most of their bench warmers would be starters on a lot of other MIAA teams. As here's Mackay Mo, tried to do the alley-oop, and he ended up embarrassing himself.
Yeah,
Asriel Adolfo. It just wasn't really a good pass, if we're being honest. As Harrison's going to draw a foul. He'll go to the line for 2. And it's going to be Bryce Small's second foul of the night. Harrison looked like it might go in for a second.
Yeah, bounced way up off that back rim, but unfortunately rimmed out.
Harrison will shoot for 2. See if the Dons can get to 50 points. Could be a milestone. I wasn't even joking.
No.
Honestly, I think it's more important that they don't get to 80. As this one goes out of bounds and it's mishandled by Eli Farmer. I don't even want to know what would happen if, Nash was in or...
Yeah, and that's the most shocking part here, this Spalding team. It just shows how good they really are. I mean, they were missing one of their best players, and they're still able to put up almost 80 points here.
Crawford. Up to Nicolasi Wolf. Wolf loses possession. Back up to Crawford. He loses possession. Oh, my goodness. What are we doing? So with 57.6 to go, the Dons trying to get to 50 or prevent the Cavaliers from getting to 80. Either one would be good. Both would be great. Eli Farmer working on Harper. Williams for 3. Please don't go in.
It won't, but nonetheless, they get the layup. Asriel Adolfo.
Yeah, he's going to make it 81-46, so now they have to get to 50. Kadiri driving in, nice layup. They're 2 away with 30 seconds. We'll see if they can do it.
Quick offense here from Spalding, trying to score as many points as they possibly can here.
All right, let him shoot it. All right. It's a good attempt at a steal from Carter Harrison, but
nice little poke out there.
They're going to let this one roll out. So it's a, 33-point game. As time expires, 81-48 is the final score. The Dons lose yet another MIAA conference matchup. And we will see you on Fridays. The Dons take on the Gilman Greyhounds at 7 o'clock. Thank you from Jackson Elgert. I'm George Schaefer. Thank you for listening.